Karine, what is the current number of documents bearing classified markings that have been found in the president's residences and offices?
I would refer you to the White House counsel's office.
Okay. Ian just declined to comment on that as well.
There you go. You got your answer.
On debt, would the president veto a bipartisan bill that included both spending cuts and a debt limit hike, similar to the 2011?
So I'm certainly not going to, well, I'm glad you mentioned 2011 because I know there's been a lot of reporting on that. And I just want to be very clear. In 2011, the Obama-Biden administration negotiated in good faith, but congressional Republicans' recklessness caused a historic blow to our economy. That's what we saw in 2011. And that's why when you look at how the administration, the Obama-Biden administration moved forward in 2013 and 2014 and 2015, they moved forward in a way to avoid unnecessary danger. They didn't do that in those three consecutive years because of the bad faith that they saw in 2011. And so, look, let's not forget, that's why congressional Democrats and Republicans in Congress voted 3 times in the Trump administration to lift the debt ceiling. And let's not forget, this has happened 78 times since 1960, 49 times under Republican presidents and 29 times under Democratic presidents. So this has been done before. It's their constitutional obligation to do this. And we are talking about programs, when they talk about Medicare and Social Security, we're talking about programs that they want to take hostage. That's going to affect taxpayers. That's going to affect seniors. That's going to affect veterans. And again, it is their constitutional duty. They should be able to do this without conditions.
Thanks, Karine. I'm trying to address some market-related chatter as well as some of the beliefs of some members on Capitol Hill. Jay Powell was just asked about the debt ceiling. He said there's only one option here. It's for Congress to pass the increase. Is that the view of the White House? There is only one option. There are no prioritization off-ramps, comically large coins to consider, anything like that. Congress is the only option here in the view of the White House.
So on any of the coins and mint coins, I know that's come up before, that's something that the Treasury deals with and answers on, so I'm not going to comment there. I think we've been very clear. I think we've been very clear from here that this should be done without conditions. And it is their basic job, Congress, right? It is their basic duty to lift the debt ceiling. It is something that has been consistently done over the years. And that's how we see it. We see it as something that should not be done without with conditions. It should be done without conditions, to be even clearer. And again, it is their constitutional obligation to get this done on behalf of the American people.
I understand that, and you guys have made that abundantly clear repeatedly. I'm saying, can you close the door on any other alternatives than Congress fulfilling their constitutional obligation?
Look, what I'm saying is we've been very clear about when we've been asked if there's going to be if there's room for negotiations, we have said this should be done without any conditions. There should be a way to go around this to get this done. This is something that Congress should act on. Now, and I've mentioned this a little bit, which is as it relates to lowering the deficit, and that being a top priority for this president and has been throughout the last 2 years, he is willing and happy to have a good faith conversation with anybody who wants to talk to him about ways to do that. And that's why he's been able to, in the last 2 years, we've talked about it, I just mentioned it, in record fashion, $1.7 trillion, which is the largest decline in American history. That's what the president has been able to do. Now, as it relates to the debt ceiling, that is a separate matter. That is a different matter. We see this as a constitutional obligation that they have, that Congress has to act.
Just one more. The Department of Interior advanced an $8 billion oil drilling project earlier today. Climate advocates had pretty sharp criticism of that. Does the president believe he is adequately balancing his climate goals with the need for increased oil production in the near term?
So let me just be clear. No decision has been made on this. Now, if you're asking about the president's commitment to tackling climate crisis, as I think you were just saying, the president has done more than any other president on this front. And he's taken bold executive actions to accelerate clean energy manufacturing. He's secured historic legislation to make communities more resilient to the impacts of climate change and lower energy costs and so much more. And he continues to deliver on historic climate change action while carrying out the law and meeting our energy needs. Again, no decision has been made yet. This is something, as it relates to this particular project, the final decision is going to be made by the Secretary of the Interior. But this is a president that has been committed to climate change, and you see that again in his actions.
Thank you.